Onpassive. Welcome all of our guests that joining us today. Today is one of the day that many of us are sharing our blessings. And remember, Onpassive is a global business. We are here to share the opportunity with you. We're not selling, we're not pastoring you, but we're here to share the blessing. And I like to start this webinar by introduce my dear brother, one of my leader and one of my dearest friend, Mr. Marty DeGamo. He had been in a corporate business many years as a managers. However, in the last 17 years, he had involved in online business. He has so much wisdoms. He want to share this with you. Without further ado, Marty, if you could please unmute your mic and say hello to everyone.
Julie, thank you. Magnificent job as usual. Hello, everybody on the panel. We all know each other. Welcome, everybody, on this November 23rd, 2021. This year's almost gone. We're going to share with you today something that I believe is life-changing for anybody that wants to be involved. And I don't say that lightly. I mean it. Anybody that wants to be involved can be in this business and be successful. A little about myself, 61 years old. I'm a granddaddy, 5 grandchildren. And like Julie said, I was in the management for years and years and years since I came out of high school, actually. Traveled all over the world. Absolutely loved my job, no doubt. Didn't care for the traveling too much, but anyway, wound up out of work, disability, and in 2004 I got online and I said, well, I want to make an income, and I wanted to make a walkaway income, not just a nickel and dime. And I saw people that were doing it. I figured, well, if they could do it, I could do it, and jumped in, swan dive into it, and found out that it wasn't quite what I thought it was. And I know that most people feel the same way. And it's easy to know that is because statistics don't lie, numbers don't lie. And the number says that somewhere between 97, more like 98% of the people online that come on to make an income don't make a dime. In fact, the sad thing is that actually they pay to be sad, okay? They pay to fail. And it's a horrible feeling. I've done it, so I know. I have experience on what not to do for many years. Anyway, I got online and picked the business. I don't know which one it was. It doesn't matter. The first one, the second one, the third one, the fourth one. But the story's the same. Either you get in and you think you might like it and the business disappears, or you get in and they give you a beautiful website. They tell you to listen to tapes, make a list, attack your friends and family. They want you kicked off the planet by the time you're done, and you don't make any money. Now, the sad part about that is not only in 99% of the business, now you got to pay a monthly payment, okay? Which is an auto ship. That's how these businesses keep going. They know that 97, 98% of us cannot build a team. So by giving us an auto ship, that keeps money flowing into the business and products leaving the company. Sharp idea, not so good for the person like me and yourselves that wanted to make money online. I found out probably pretty quick into it that you need to know how to drive traffic. Now, when I say drive traffic online, I don't mean cars and buses, okay? I mean eyes to whatever it is you're selling. It doesn't matter what it is. I don't care if you're selling a book, lotion, potion, hair tonic, whatever it is, you got to get eyes going to your website. Now, everybody has been in what they call, purchase solo ads. They sound great. You pay X amount of dollars. You get so many clicks. And if you're really, really lucky, one person opts in and maybe a customer, maybe. It's just there you are again spending money. So I said, okay, the main thing in business is online or anywhere. You got to learn how to drive traffic yourself. Don't buy lists. Don't rely on somebody else. So that's what I did. I tried to learn how to drive traffic. Lucky enough, I ran into Mike Ellis at Dan Street 10 years ago, 10 years ago. It's been a while. And between the three of us, we complemented each other in what we could do and what the other person couldn't. And we could drive traffic and we could build teams. So now we're like, boom, we're there. Home stretch, we're in like Flint. Not quite the answer. What happens then is, and I don't want to discourage any of you because there is a rainbow at the end of this, okay? But even if you can drive traffic, and I mean drive traffic, 250, 300 opt-ins a day, build teams of 4,000 or 5,000. Now I know a lot of you are going, crap, I'm nowhere near that. I know you're not. Statistics tell me that you're not. The problem is, even when we could build a team, guess what? We're in a business, we make a little money. The people we're bringing in, whether we're good at driving traffic or not, they were where I was and Mike and Dan were 5 years prior. What's that mean? They don't know how to drive traffic. They can't build a team. So now you're bringing people in that can't do what you couldn't do. Obviously, they don't have time. They're single parent. They're, whatever. There's just no time. It's like, oh my gosh, what do we do? Well, let's try to help them get where we are. Let's try to speed up time. Let's cut off 10 years or 7 years. Okay, so maybe you can help 7 or 8 people get there. 7 or 8 people, you know what that means? You just made enough to pay your auto ship the next month. Bells and whistles, I mean, what are we going to celebrate over that? You're done, right? You're even again. I was even in 2004. What freaking good is that to get even again? So I'm thinking, oh man, this is not funny. I mean, now it's getting where, all right, where do we go from here? Because every time we flipped over a rock, there was another problem that we didn't know. And the gurus are not telling you this. This is what bothers me. Companies aren't designed to help everybody. They don't need to. Gurus aren't designed to help everybody because they don't have to either. They can shovel and bring in people quicker than they quit. The problem is, even these gurus, secret, don't tell anyone, they're not making a residual income either. If they stop recruiting 90% of them, they will be dead in the water just like anybody else. They just got a bigger backhoe to dig. Myself, Mike, and Dan couldn't look at people like dirt and look at them like they're a number. So we thought we got to bring them with us. What good is it? I want people to succeed. The more people we help succeed, everybody's better off. Okay, pie in the sky, it's futuristic, it's not going to happen, is what I thought. About 2.5 years ago, I ran into Red Redford, who's here, and Peter Rogers. I trusted them. So if you can find trust online, that's probably one of the biggest things that you can go by online, is finding somebody you can trust. Because everybody has the best business, everyone has the best products, everyone's the best guru. I mean, go listen to them, they'll tell you. But you know who you can trust. So I went into Peter and Red and I said, what are you guys doing? And I was desperately looking for something. I wasn't sure what it was, but I knew an even playing field where everybody could have a chance to win. And Red told me about the business, and Peter and I asked a couple of questions. This was important because I was ready to throw in the towel. This heavyweight dude is ready to say, forget it. And I said, is there an auto ship? No. Check. Can anybody do it? Yes. Unlimited money, money that you can make. Yes. Do I have to stock stuff at my home? No. It's digital, online. Okay. Is it something that I got to try to convince people to buy? They don't know they need it, that kind of thing? No. High demand. Billions of dollars a year is being spent on these products. I'm thinking, okay, then what's the big? They're built from scratch. And what you get in return, the value of it, the value for the dollar, there's no competition. I went, holy cow. Now I'm thinking, what does this cost? I'm waiting to pull out these plastic things my wife's going to flip out. Who knows what it's going to cost? He told me the price and I did flip out in a good way. You'll find out later. I'm not going to break that right now. Anyway, to get the details on this, I just wanted to get your mind thinking. This is 100% automated. If you're in, you win. Remember those things if you remember nothing else. 100% automated. If you're in, you win. If you wrap your head around anything else and get all twisted, don't. Back off again and remember these two things. Right now, I'm going to introduce Mike Ellis. I've worked with Mike for 10 years, maybe, or going on 10 years. Very good friends. We've worked together. We know each other really well, like Dan Street. He's going to explain this business to you much, much better than I can. I can do it, but you're going to have to bring a lunch, pack some clothes. I'm just not good at staying focused. So Mike's going to explain it to you. 20, 30 minutes, we'll be done. If you got questions, you can ask. Julie will take care of that. And also, like she said, I will send you a copy of this webinar. Thank you very much for hearing me babble, and I'm going to turn it over to Mike Ellis. Mike.
Yeah, no, thanks, Marty. And I'm always amazed when I listen to you and Julie talk about Onpassive, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. Between Julie and Marty, they have told you everything you need to know about Onpassive, okay? Everything. Now, what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to organize that a little bit so you get a really, really good idea of what Onpassive is going to do for you. And in the end, that's all that matters. What is Onpassive going to do for you? I'll talk about the company just very, very quickly. And then I'm going to get right in to what the company is going to do for you, how they can take care of that bottom line, how they can build an income, a residual income, and how you can start building wealth online. So Onpassive is an AI IT company, artificial intelligence, informational technology company. It was developed by a gentleman by the name of Ash Mufareh. Ash Mufareh is the visionary. He's the brain trust behind Onpassive. And when you think about Onpassive, this has been about a 3-year journey. And today, when you think about Onpassive, it is a reality. We are in the process of going into the global launch right now. And what Ash and his team have done, and he's got about 200 technicians in Hyderabad that build all the products of Onpassive. What they've done is extraordinary. And one of the main goals of Ash Mufareh, as he started to build Onpassive, was to make sure that the individuals coming in and participating, the 97% that failed online, turn that number around and make sure that 97%, they are successful. This is Onpassive. And again, as we look at Onpassive and we go into the global launch of the world, this is how much progress Ash and his team have made. As we launch to the world, Onpassive, day one, will be a multi-billion-dollar company. That's going to become very, very relevant to you as I proceed on what Onpassive is going to be doing for you. But as we look at what Onpassive is doing, what Ash has done, it's extraordinary because it does put us in a position where we can actually start building wealth online. Now you're gonna explore Onpassive more and more as you come in and participate with Onpassive. There are a lot of moving parts. You're never going to learn everything. We're learning things every day. But I can tell you everything you learn about Onpassive, the corporate structure of Onpassive, it just gets better and better and better, and it gets better for you and your bottom line. So I'm going to get right in to what Onpassive is going to be doing for you. And this is very, very simple. Although Onpassive is extremely complicated, it is a massive business. What Ash Mufareh has done for those individuals, you and I, that want to come in, participate in Onpassive, and get all the advantages of Onpassive, Ash has made it very, very simple, which I love. And I'm going to talk about 5 different concepts. And when you put these 5 concepts together, you're going to understand how Onpassive is going to go to work for you and give you that ability to take care of that bottom line. And the 5 concepts I'm going to talk about, one is self-funding, the other is for success, the other is product, the other is customer. And then we're going to add volume to that. Very, very simple concepts, but so powerful when you put them together. When I talk about a self-funding program, as you come in and you start to participate with Onpassive, you will pay once. There are 2 fees you'll pay. You'll pay those fees once. You'll never go out of pocket again, okay? Now, for me, that was so refreshing coming into a business that I knew I wasn't going to have to pay month after month after month after month. And eventually what happens with these other companies, when people come in and do that, they're not bringing in enough revenue to meet their expenses. And over time, because they're paying a monthly fee, whether it's an auto ship, whatever it is, whatever fee it is, they just can't do it anymore because they're losing money. They're not making money. Again, they're not making enough revenue. That is not Onpassive. Onpassive, you'll come in, you will pay once, out of pocket once. After that, you'll never have to go out of pocket again. I thought that was absolutely awesome. The next one I want to talk about is For Success. For Success is exactly what it says. As you come into Onpassive, we know, because of what Ash has done, what Ash has told us, the way the company is structured, you cannot help but succeed. And what does that mean? The bottom line is you're going to take care of those financial needs that you need to take care of, and way, way more above that. And it's because of the structure of Onpassive. And again, this is another thing. When you come in and hear it, it's really, really hard to believe until you know how this is set up and how Ash is going to take care of our business for us. Again, Marty said 100% automated. He was right. So as we look at For Success, it's really, really cool. And that brings us into the products of Onpassive. Onpassive, again, is an AI IT company, artificial intelligence, informational technology company. What are they going to do with those products of Onpassive? All of these are digital products. What Ash and his team is going to do for each and every one of us, this is really, really important. This is what makes the business 100% automated. They're going to reach into the IT tools of Onpassive. They're going to build all of us a sales and marketing platform. Okay, they're going to do that for everybody. Then they're going to hook it up to AI, artificial intelligence. Again, that's another product of Onpassive. When they do that, all of a sudden your business becomes 100% automated. Once that happens, they're not done, far from done. Onpassive, again, is going to reach into those IT tools. They're going to pull out another product, and that product is traffic. And Onpassive is the best of the best driving traffic. And I know because I've been driving traffic for about 10 years now. And when I saw what Onpassive was doing, I felt like a piker. And they're going to start driving traffic for us. And they're going to bring in qualified eyes to look at the products of Onpassive. And as those customers come in and buy those products, those customers are going to land under each and every one of us. And Onpassive is going to manage this whole process of bringing in qualified eyes, customers, buying the product, using the product. They're going to manage all of that. We do not have to do that. Again, for me, that was a relief because I don't want to manage 100,000 customers. I want them to come in, I want them to buy the product, and I want to make the income off of that. That's what Onpassive is going to be doing for us. So that's the customer side and the product side. As we look at the products of Onpassive, they're wide ranging. And again, Onpassive is primarily a customer-based business. And when we look at the products of Onpassive, they range anywhere from an automated marketing platform to a educational platform or to an HR platform, human resources platform where businesses can come in and manage the people that work for them, to a webinar platform, a lot like what we're looking at now. So the products are wide and ranging. Right now, Onpassive has about 50 products. And all of these products are built from the ground up, proprietary, cutting edge technology, superior at a lower price point. Now, it's really, really important that you understand those last two phrases, superior, lower price point. Because of that, the sheer volume that's going to be coming into Onpassive is going to be unprecedented. You know, anytime you can give people something that is superior at a lower cost, it's kind of a no-brainer. I'm that way. If I can find something that's better at a lower price, I'm in, especially if I'm already using it. And that's what Onpassive has done. So as we look at the sales platform, what they're going to be doing with the AI and the customers, and then we look at the product superior, lower price point, and the sheer volume that's going to be coming in. As customers come in, those customers will land under each and every one of us, a certain percentage of them. And we get paid from Onpassive a lot like a commission salesperson. A commission salesperson will come in, make a sale, $100, get 10%, they'd make $10. That's how it's going to work with Onpassive. And as we look at the volume that's going to be coming in, it really is going to be extraordinary. So let's talk about the volume just a little bit. Very, very important that you understand this. If we look at this product that we're on right now, which is the Zoom, it is a webinar platform. And Zoom is the largest webinar platform out there today. There are more people using Zoom today than any other webinar platform. There are about 25 of them. Zoom brings in about $2.6 billion in revenue a year. It's a lot of money. It's a ton of money. And we have technicians that have come in, they're in this industry, the online industry, and they've come in and become founders. And as I talk to them, it's really, really interesting to get their take because they have a really great insight as to what's going to be happening. And I listen to these individuals, both guys and gals, and they're really excited about Onpassive because they know what's coming. And they have told me very nonchalantly that as Onpassive goes into the global launch, that they will take probably 90% of the market share away from all of these webinar platforms. Now, if we look at Zoom, that's $2.6 billion. We're taking 90% away from that. That's one product. Again, there are 50 of them. All the products of Onpassive, superior, lower price point, whether it's the educational platform, whether it's the HR platform, whatever platform it is. And all of these platforms that Ash and his team have gotten into are massive. They are multi-billion-dollar platforms. So when we look at just this one product, Zoom, taking 90% of that revenue away from the companies that are on this platform today, it's a really exciting place to be because we know Ash Mufareh, he wants us to be successful. He's taken it another step. Ash Mufareh, he not only wants us to be successful, he wants us to thrive. And what he's done is promised us that he's going to share the majority of the revenue coming into Onpassive with those individuals that are participating with Onpassive. This is extraordinary. And when he says the majority of it, he's not talking about 10, 20, 30%. He's talking about 50, 55, 60, 65% of the revenue coming in will be shared with you and I, those individuals participating with Onpassive. This is truly extraordinary what Ash has done, the way he set the company up so that we can come in, have 100% automated business and know that we're going to share in all the wealth that's going to be coming into Onpassive. So how do we all come into Onpassive today? Today, there is a position, is the founder position, is a $97 position. That position locks you into the company of Onpassive, locks you into the pay structure of Onpassive. That's the most important part. It locks you into the pay structure right now before we go into the global launch of Onpassive. There are other benefits included with that $97, but I won't get into that today, but they're massive. What the founding position will do for you is lock in your future, the ability to develop an income, develop a residual income, and develop wealth online. To me, that's the most important thing about what Onpassive does, and that's what the founding membership does, and it's a $97 position. You have to come in, pay the $97, and you will become a founding member. Now, as we launch to the world, the global launch to the world, there is another fee. This is the second fee I talked about. As we come in after the global launch, all the founding members will have to come into Onpassive, pay a subscription fee, and become customers of Onpassive first. Once we become customers, we have to go into the back office, click a button, become independent resellers of the IT product. Once that happens, we can now be paid by Onpassive, and we need that title because of the regulators throughout the world in order for Onpassive to pay us. So let's back up to the subscription fee. This subscription fee is the second payment that you will pay. It's between $200 and $300. I just tell people it's $300. If it's less than that, that'll be a nice surprise. But I tell them $300. You're going to have to come in, pay that $300, and then that is a monthly fee. And I know what you're saying. Well, you said we only had to pay once. That's true. Because of the way Onpassive is structured, we guarantee you will only have to go out of pocket once with that $300, and then the preceding months after that will be paid from the profits that we make from Onpassive, okay, the commissions that we're making. So you'll pay the two fees, $97, $300, right around $400. You'll pay it one time. You will never have to pay it again. You will never have to go out of pocket again. That's so important to understand. And when that happens, now Onpassive can go to work for us, okay? Because we're customers, because we now have all the tools of Onpassive, Onpassive can come in to our business, and this is our business. They can come into our business, use the products of Onpassive, build the sales marketing platform, hook it up to AI, run traffic, bring customers in, and it just goes on and on and on. That's a good thing. Now, as customers come into Onpassive, they're using today similar tools that are online, not even close to what Onpassive has. But these customers will come in already spending a monthly fee for some of the tools they're using. Okay. So they'll come in, use the Onpassive fees. They will pay a monthly fee. They have no problem doing that. They've been doing it for months or years or decades. They don't have a problem with it. What does that do for you and I? Again, when they have a monthly fee, all of a sudden, when they land under us, not only is it an income, but because it's a monthly fee, now it is a residual income. You cannot build wealth online without a residual income. Marty touched on that a little bit earlier on the presentation. You have to have residual income. Because of the way Onpassive is structured, residual income is something we will all have. And from there, over time, we can build wealth online. This is how Onpassive works. This is very, very simple. If you get those 4 concepts, you put them together, see how they work. It really is marvelous and ingenious the way Ash has done this. I want to talk about volume just very, very quickly before I hand it back over to the panel. When I talk about volume, I want to talk about 4 products of Onpassive. Again, this will give you an idea of the wealth that's going to be coming into Onpassive. And those 4 products are traffic, the educational platform, the HR platform, and the webinar platform. Okay. When we look at these platforms, these are very, very large niches online. And when we look at these 4 niches, the amount of revenue they bring in annually is $483 billion. That's 4 products. Remember, Onpassive has 50. If we look at that $483 billion, and Onpassive only brings in 10%, okay? That's $48 billion coming into Onpassive. The individuals that are participating with Onpassive, those founding members that will become independent resellers of the IT product, I believe after the first year on Onpassive, none of us, and I mean none of us, will have to worry about finances because of the sheer volume that's going to be coming into Onpassive. Now, when we look at those 4 products, traffic, educational platform, HR platform, and the webinar platform, do I only think that Onpassive is going to be doing 10%, taking 10% of that market away from our competition? No, I don't. Superior lower price point. I think it could be 15, 20, 25, 30, maybe more than that. And when you start to get into those numbers with 4 products of Onpassive, remembering that there are 50 products of Onpassive, you are in a position today to take care of that financial bottom line. And it's all because of what Ash Mufareh and his team have done, how they've structured the company, and they've structured it in a way for you to win. You're not going to find any other company out there that is doing what Onpassive is doing, has done, and is doing today. Today, we are in the process right now. Onpassive today is a reality. It's a done deal, guys. It's a done deal. We are in the process of going into the global launch of Onpassive. So as you come in and continue to explore Onpassive, I always recommend pay the $97. Lock yourself into Onpassive and lock your future into Onpassive. You will not regret it. And then continue to explore Onpassive. It just gets better and better and better. Always recommend after this presentation, you get back with the individual that invited you here. They'll have a registration link. They can send it to you. Very, very simple to register. You go in, fill out the paperwork, go back into the back office. You'll sign an NDA, and then you'll be able to get into the Go Founders back office where all our material is, all the videos we do, all the links that are attached to your account. It's amazing what you're going to find just in the back office. And that's about to change fairly quick, probably within the next week, 10 days, to the Founders back office, which is going to be 100 times better than what we have now. What we have now is just absolutely stellar. But come on in, become a founding member, get back with the individual that brought you here, sign up, get their registration link, sign up, and go through the process and get ready. Your life is about to change. I'm going to turn it over to Red very, very quickly. If you're there, Red, and I'll let you add whatever you want to add to that little diatribe I just did. I tried to make it a little easier for you this time, Red. I don't know if I did or if I didn't, but go ahead and take it, Red.
Thanks very much, Mike. You certainly make it easy to understand, that's for sure. Now, there's one thing that I want to bring to everyone's attention here to help you understand why we are going to be so successful within Onpassive, and that is 3 things: legitimate, viable products. Now, Mike mentioned about our products. They're all digital, which means that we don't have to buy them and put them in a cupboard or anything like this. And they are all available online. There is 4.5 billion people right now using a similar product and service of what we have produced within Onpassive. But to be a successful business online, you need to have legitimate, viable products. And what do I mean by legitimate? Quite simply, that means legal, above board. We are a legal business. First registered back in November of 2018 in Orlando, Florida. This alone gives us the legal right to operate anywhere on the globe. And we are in over 220 countries, by the way, with this one license. We have got many other licenses as well. The other thing is viable. So what do we mean by viable? I've already just said that. Over 4.5 billion people are using a similar product and service of what we have already. This is the viability of what Onpassive is going to do. Remember, what Mike has presented to you tonight is about this thing called the founder's position. We are actually going to be at main launch a customer-based business. This means that customers will physically be paying for our products and services. We as founders will be making a commission from these customers buying these products. So that is the viability of the products and services. And the last one is digital. Like I said, everything we do now online is digital. Schools, colleges, universities, businesses are all working from home. So they need to have an application to be able to facilitate their needs that they want online right now. We are positioned perfectly right now for what Onpassive is going to offer the internet. You have the ability to be a part in this early bird founder position for the sake of $97. We would love you to come on board and participate alongside with us and the other million people as well. And I'm sure Andy Burks will get into those numbers as well. But we would love to have you on here. Get back in contact with that person who has invited you to this explanation of the Onpassive Foundership today. And we would love to have you there. Back over to you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, over to Julie, not Mike, Miranda.
I have no
Julie's in
idea
charge
where
of
I
this
am.
whole thing.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mike, for painting a beautiful picture of Onpassive, and Red Redfern has completed that picture. So I appreciate both of you. Next, I'd like to introduce to you Dan Street. Dan Street is a gentleman who has heavily involved in the medical industry. He is now retired, and all he does right now is Onpassive. And I'd like to hear Mike speak a little bit about Onpassive. Dan, to speak a little bit about Onpassive. Dan, to you, Dan.
Well, thanks, Julie, and great job, Mike, Red. I mean, they pretty much covered everything. What I like to do is just reiterate a few key takeaways from what Mike and Red were talking about, and it's something that as we give these presentations over and over again, we like to drill into those new people that are getting here. It's very important that you understand these things, that this company over the past few years has seen nothing but progress. We've seen the value of this company increase beyond our wildest imagination. And that's key when you're looking at getting involved and getting a good appreciation about what a company is all about. And this is all before we're getting really close to Onpassive launching to the world. We're going through every step, and it's so exciting for all of us that have been involved with this for a long time to see it come to fruition the way it is. And as Mike was mentioning, and Red was talking about some of the unique products we have that have never been seen before online, Onpassive has that portfolio of products that are built from scratch, and they will disrupt other companies in the industry, as we've shown in this presentation. They're superior products with a better value, and they'll keep customers in your business. Ash Mufareh he's about 5-10 years ahead of the competition. In fact, we all sit here and say we don't have any competition, because the products that we have with the AI-induced products that we have are superior. They really are superior. So it's an incredible opportunity for all of us and you that are taking a look at this business to make commissions on the volume of sales that flow into Onpassive. And we recommend that $97 to become a founder before that leaves. It's not going to be around too much longer. And when we say that, we mean it. It's getting close. So there's amazing benefits to being a founder, many of which we're not aware of yet. And once you activate your subscription as a founder of Onpassive, the company will drive that targeted traffic to your site and increase your customer base so that you can earn those commissions over and over again. And this is all done through an AI software that follows up on your visitors, answers their questions, all through this automated process that Mike was talking about. So that's all I have. I just like to hit on those key points that everybody should really, absorb, just because of the fact that it's unlike anything you've ever seen, and it will change the way we communicate online, and it'll change all of our lives. So we're here for any questions, and for the guests, I guess, right, Julie? So back to you, Julie.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dan. Before I turn on the chat for questions, I'd like to introduce to you Andy Birds. Andy Birds is one of our founders in Onpassive. He is in the UK. He is a guy that does a lot of with numbers in terms of financial and stuff like that. That's what he does. And I'd love to hear from you, Andy.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I'm a financial advisor. I'm a figures guy. I'm not technically minded in the slightest. I haven't got a clue how you set a website up. I haven't got a clue how you do email marketing, nothing like that. I have to deal with risk in my business. And when I came across this, I was actually looking for more leads for my business, but my risk here is $97. That's it. That's my risk, because we don't make that other one-off payment to activate the account until we go live. But I was told the other day, oh, I'm too late. You've already got 1 million founders in. No, far from it. We are expecting to have over 100 million customers in our first year. That makes us in the top 1% of the company. Now, if you think about it, if you were in the top 1% of Microsoft or Amazon when they launched, where would you be now? Fantastic. Now, we have a conversation scheme which is being patented, and I won't discuss that. But what I would like to reiterate is and I will stress here, I am not a recruiter. I cannot do that. I'm not like Marty, Mike, and Dan. It's driving me nuts. And this is again why I love this business. This is simple. What Onpassive is going to do is it's going to register a domain name for me. It's going to build me a website. It's going to drive specific targeted traffic to my website, close the sale, and then deal with all the customer support. But it's going to pay me for doing so. What could be easier? So as customers come on board, if I'm on my own and I don't recruit or I don't share this business, and this is the key word here, share. So if I don't do any of that, it's going to grow. And I'm going to make some assumptions here. I'm going to say that we're going to get our 3 in a very short period of time. But after that, every 3 months, we'll get another 3 customers, and our customers will get their 3 customers, and so on. So it'll go me plus 3 is 4, times 3 is 12, plus your 4, 16. 16 times 3, 48, plus your 16, 64. 64 times 3, 192. Plus your 64, 256 customers in my first year, if I've done nothing. Now, if I actually shared this and 9 other people saw the vision that I see and all of my esteemed colleagues here have seen, then you can multiply those figures by 10. So at the end of the first year, you'd have 2,560 customers in your group. But in income terms, that's 10 times what you would have had if you did absolutely nothing. So I love the business because it's simple. I love the fact that you can share this business. And as I said, I am not a recruiter. You don't have to recruit, but I have managed to find people that I can share this with, and they see the vision too. This is fantastic. I hope that helps, Julie. Back to you.
Absolutely, Andy. Thank you so much for sharing. Up next, I'd like to introduce one gentleman who has already spoken, but I haven't introduced himself yet. Red Redfern. Red is a business owner who is now retired with his wife, and he cooked for the chef. And he has done many wonderful things in life. And now he is all in Onpassive. And I'd like to hear you speak a little bit about it. Meanwhile, I'm going to screen the chat. Red, please go right ahead.
Okay. One of the takeaways I always have from Onpassive is the potential that a founder has within Onpassive. Now, there is some massive names in the internet world already out there, Amazon being one of them. And the owners of Amazon, have been around for a long time, about 23 years or so. Now, they've been having their tit for tat of going, who's going to be first up in the space? Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson, they've all been having a go at it. But when Jeff Bezos came back down to earth, he got out of his spacecraft and he said, I'd like to thank the customers and my employees for giving me the money to be able to do this. He's one of the richest men in the world. And why is he one of the richest men in the world? Because he likes to keep hold of his money. But did you also know that in its inception of Amazon through to where we are now, it has also produced over 40,000 millionaires, which are referrals and all the rest of it. Now, we have a CEO with Ashmi Farah who actually wants to give back to the foundership as much as physically possible. And normally these other companies only give around about 3 to 5% back to any referral people who work for them. We are expecting within our company of Onpassive that we will be getting 20, 30, 40, 50, or even more percent back to the foundership. Just imagine where you as a founder are going to be in the years to come. You have got the chance to be a founder in the next emerging mega giant of an internet company for the sake of $97. Ask yourself this, would you have jumped at the chance to be a founder in Amazon? Would you have jumped at the chance to be a founder in Microsoft or Apple or any of these other tech companies that you see now online? We are going to be one of these companies in the future. You can make yourself now a $97 choice to be a founder in this early bird stage. Thanks very much. Back to you, Julie.
All right. Thank you so much, Red. Everyone, if you are a guest of our webinar today, please type your question in the chat. If you like to have the recording of this webinar, we will send it to you. If you send an email to Onpassive Nation, I just shared it with you on here. I'm not sure. You can send an email to onpassivenation@gmail.com. I just type it in, and I guess I put in the link as well for this webinar. Anyway, you can type in your question. If you have any question, we will not be bringing you on today, but you have the chat that you can type in the question. So there is one question I wanted to read it out. It's from Valkyria Carvalho, I believe. The question is asked, what are exactly the products that GoFounder will be providing? And then when is it going to start operating? So just one correction on there is the products of our company called Onpassive. So I liked to have any one of you would like to go through that just a little briefly and answer that question.
To look at the products of Onpassive, go over to onpassive.com. All the products are there. There are descriptions, there are videos. You're going to be able to see all the products of Onpassive that are initially going to be launched to the world. So yeah, they're all there. No secrets, nothing hidden. And I think you'll be impressed.
Thank you, Mike. Absolutely. I did type the website on the chat for you if you like to grab it, www.onpassive.com. Also on the very top right-hand side of that website, you can see the blog. You actually can read that as well. There's no other questions except someone wants to have the copy of this website. If you like to have a copy of this presentation, please go to onpassivenation@gmail.com, and then we'll share with you. Ann Robinson is asking, I really want to understand in depth about it. So Mike, I'm sending it back to you, Mike.
Get a copy of this video, like Julie said, and go over it a couple of times. You'll get an understanding of what Onpassive is doing. I do want to mention one thing that Julie emphasized when she first came on, and that is Onpassive is a global company. They're a monster, guys, absolute monster. And when you look at Onpassive and you start to understand what they're going to do for you, understand that they're never going to add any qualifications. In other words, what you hear is all you're going to have to do, and they're never going to tell you have to do more to make more money. And then from there, they're also never going to put any limitations on the amount of money you can make off of their activities. So it really is extraordinary. I think to understand more, get this video and watch it a couple of times, and then get back with some of the leaders, either Julie or Dan or Red or someone. Believe me, there isn't a question we can't answer. And once you get to that point where the light comes on, yeah, you're just going to be in. That's just the way it works. Go ahead, Julie.
Absolutely, Mike. Okay, there are more questions coming on, so I'm going to start reading them. The very first one is, how will this business Onpassive help other businesses?
Can I
Red?
take
I'll take that if you want to.
Go on, Red.
Go on, Andy. You go first, mate.
Okay. I've run other businesses before. The nice thing about this is that with any business that you've got, whether you're selling something or whether you're trying to drive traffic to your website, Onpassive's forte, if you like, is driving specific targeted traffic. So, you know, when you go onto your email and you've looked or bought a t-shirt, there are adverts for your t-shirt that come up on a regular basis. That's too late. I've already bought the thing. What will happen with Onpassive is it will be able to drive specific targeted traffic to your website and put you high up on the search engine, so that when a keyword is put in, it will come straight up to your business. So from a business point of view, there are lots and lots of tools that Onpassive will create, and driving traffic is just one of them. If you have a look on the website, you'll be able to see that there are lots of other opportunities that will help, like Tracker, Trim. There's video conferencing, etc. We'll have our own social media platform, but totally different to the ones that you already know, from the point of view that you have to prove who you are. Now, to me, that's a big issue. You have to prove who you are. So we're not going to get trawling. You're not going to get problems with fake adverts coming in. But from a business point of view, we also have things like OCommerce and OShop, similar type of things to Alibaba, if you like, or Facebook Shop, things like that. There are masses and masses of advantages to utilizing Onpassive for your business. Take it away, Red.
Yeah, the only thing I'll add to that as well is you can actually attach a business to your account on Onpassive. With part of your activation fee that you pay when we hit the global launch is you pay for your domain name and a website. Now, if you have an existing business, you can attach it to that account as long as it's legal, legitimate, above board, and has been accepted by Onpassive. They will drive the portion of traffic that you are given with that activation fee to your external website. But that's all they will do. Remember, Mike Ellis said that everything to do with Onpassive is 100% automated and hands-free. Yes, that is absolutely correct. They will do everything for you. But for an external business, all they will do is drive traffic, specifically targeted traffic, to your website. You can even choose where that traffic comes from by categories, demographics, countries, times of day, etc., etc. Very much similar to how you probably drive targeted traffic already to your website using Google and Facebook. The ads are exactly the same, and it will be similar to that. So there's a lot of advantages to using the Onpassive platform if you have an existing business, because it gets that what is everybody's need online is eyes in front of your products and services. And on top of that as well, Onpassive will have its very own marketplace, very similar to Facebook, where you can actually put your products on there. Like Mike and Andy said, we are over 1 million founders right now. That is 1 million people that are potentially going to be looking at one of your products on the marketplace. So it's a win-win situation for absolutely everybody. Back over to you, Jay.
Let me add one more thing to that, Red. For those of you that do have a business and you want to put it into the Onpassive platform, you have to also consider all the other expenses that you as a business owner have. And that would be, things like Aweber and GoDaddy and a lot of the other things that you're paying a monthly. The Aweber or any of the autoresponder type platforms, you are spending a lot of money to follow up with those people through an email marketing program. And then the Zoom, we will have a Zoom. So we have a lot of products that are working synergistically with one another, and all for a very, very low price and an increased value. So we have it all here. So you don't have to go looking for other things.
Dan, staff is another one. Every HR opportunity that a company's going to need.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, gentlemen, for answering that questions. All right. This question is from Elijah. When will founders have to buy products to become customers? So in regarding to this question, if you could talk a little bit about founders, resellers, and customers. Anyone?
Yeah, just very, very quickly. We won't pay the subscription fee until we go into the actual global launch, okay? 30, 45 days, 60 days, whatever it is. We don't have that date yet. And that's when you'll have to come in and pay the subscription fee, $200 to $300. I say $300. Customers are customers. Customers will come in, use the tools, the products of Onpassive, and they won't make any money, okay? Founders and reseller, if they're not a founder, they can come in and get most of the benefits of Onpassive, be able to develop an income, residual income, and build wealth online, but they won't get some of the benefits that the founders have, because the founders are actually early bird positions. They've come in before the company has launched to the world, and they are, i.e. founders. They're founding Onpassive. So the founding membership is special, is powerful. The resellers that come in after we go into the global launch, you're still in a great position to take care of those financial needs and get to a place where you don't worry about finances. But that's kind of the difference between the founder, customer, and reseller. Hopefully that made sense, Julie. If it doesn't, you can add to it.
No, it's good for me. Thank you so much, Mike. This question's coming from the same individual, Elijah. How will founders access their commission?
Yeah, I'll take that as well. Part of the setup process for the activation of your account is a thing called O-Wallet. This is the digital wallet that is attached to your account. Okay, your commissions will fall into the digital wallet, your O-Wallet, and you can withdraw any funds that are in there directly to your bank account. There is cryptocurrency options as well, and various other means depending on your country. So that is how you will access your commissions.
Thank you, Red. All right, this is another question from Elijah again. When will the company launch to the world? Red?
I'll take that again then. Okay, for any new business, there is a process. You know, whenever you have an idea of a business and you start on this journey of producing a business to go to the public, we have been on this process for about 3 years, just over 3 years now. And we have been tweaking, developing, putting things in place for our global launch. Now, we've been in a pre-launch stage now for a good 2 years or more. And we are just about to go into the beta testing stage, which is where we get to test the products and services of Onpassive before they go to live to the general public. And then this is when we hit that global launch stage. Now all I can say is we are very close. And when I mean by close, I'm not expecting it to be 6 months. I'm not expecting it to be 3 months. Okay, so obviously there is always bumps and turns in a road as far as launching a big company of this magnitude is concerned. So there is always going to be certain setbacks. But rest assured, the CEO and founder, Ashwin Farad, wants this to launch as quickly as possible, but it has to be fit for purpose first. This means everything has to work properly. Otherwise, there is no point whatsoever of launching it to the general public if it crashes on day one. So we've got a bit more testing to do, but rest assured it is coming very shortly.
Thank you, Red. All right, up next, we have Alex is asking, does Onpassive enable equity crowdfunding? How does it work? Red, do you want to take it? You're nodding your head.
Okay, yeah. Crowdfunding, one of our products is called Bless. Now, if you have anything to do with crowdfunding at the moment, you will already know that most of those, just giving, to name one of them, take anything up to 33% of the money that you raise for whatever cause it may be as part of their payments. With Bless, our CEO and founder has said that 100% of the money raised will go to the cause that is there. Obviously, as with all crowdfunding programs, the fund has to be vetted first to make sure it is legal and above board and it's for the right reasons. But yes, we have one of our products called Bless, and this is our crowdfunding platform.
Thank you, Red. I see that there are questions from our founders, so we are going to save those questions for the roundtable discussion. There are people are actually asking for the copy of this website, this webinar. So if you would like to have a copy of this webinar, please send an email to Onpassive Nation to request for it. And our friend here will send it to you. All right. Up next is how many members is Founders restricted to? I'm not sure I understand, but
yeah, there are no restrictions. No restrictions. Could be 1 million, could be 8 million. There are no restrictions. Now that's going to happen. That's going to have to happen pretty quick, but there are no restrictions. Period.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. This one is for the founders, but I think it's good to ask it here. Is there limited time to pay for the activation fee, since we are mentioned about activation fee here? So Red, if you could please, I see your mic.
Yeah. Okay. Let's explain how the activation is going to work. Remember, everything is automated, hands-free, done for you. And the reason it is because we are physically paying the company to do it for us. We pay the company by activating our account. Okay, so we pay our money. The company then give us a domain name. They build us a website, and they get going, advertising all of the products and services of Onpassive on our website that they've built for us. We in return get commissions. Guess what happens if you do not pay for it and you do not activate your account? That domain name's not done for you, and that website is not built for you, and the advertising is not done on your behalf. So it really is imperative and important to realize and know that without activating your account, okay, you will not be receiving the commissions from the company. Now, there is a time period that Ash has said that he will give founders a period of time to activate their accounts. And he actually said this could be up to 6 months. But also, guys, remember, we know how much it's going to cost us now. We know it's going to be $200 to $300. So we need to start putting that money aside, getting ready for the global launch so that we can activate that account as soon as possible so that we can then start earning the commissions. Because without doing that, you cannot withdraw any money.
Thank you, Red. Okay, there is a question, can I request for this webinar via support? No, you cannot. I have said it many times. If you'd like to have a copy of this webinar, please send an email to onpassivenation@gmail.com and we will send it over to you. All right, I believe we have 2 questions left. Which are the different income possibility for founders? Right?
Yeah, okay, I'll take that one as well. Right, as far as a founder is concerned, it doesn't matter whether you joined 3 years ago, 3 months ago, 2 minutes ago, or even the very last second that we close the doors as a founder. Every single founder has exactly the same opportunity to make whatever income they desire with Onpassive. There is no guarantees, but there is also no limits, okay? This platform is a level playing field for absolutely everybody. The harder you work, the more benefits you will have from using the Onpassive platform. Everything is there for you to use. It is entirely up to you how hard you want to work You don't have to because the company are going to do it. You will get to a stage of financial freedom in time to come if you just allow the company to do it. But if you want to accelerate that, then you also have the tools and services available to you within the Onpassive platform to get to that financial stage a lot quicker than just allowing the company to do it for you.
Awesome. Thank you, Red. All right. This is probably the last question unless there's more coming in. The question is, we have been talking about you don't need to do anything. You are going to become a winner anyway. What if I want to do something? Can I do it now or can I do it after the launch?
Yeah, Red just went over that with you. And yeah, if you want to be active, you can be active. You can share it. You can build your organizations. You can bring in additional founders. And when you bring in additional founders, the way I look at it, the way Marty looks at it, each time you bring an individual into your organization, it's an additional cash register. And all that's going to do for you is it's going to cut time frames. You're going to get to that place of financial independence quicker if you build your team. But if you don't, if you're an individual that can't do any of that, don't worry about it. You will still get there. It's just going to take you a little bit longer. So that's it.
Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Thank you, all the guests that presented your questions. We do see that there are some founders' questions. Please remember, we do have a roundtable meeting that we can address those questions on Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. One thing I would like to remember, everyone, if you have more questions, get back with the person who shared this invitation, this webinar with you. And if you want to have a copy of this webinar, please send an email to onpassivenation@gmail.com. If you'd like to know more of the products of Onpassive, like to know more details of each of those products, you can visit www.onpassive.com. As always, please stay well, stay happy, stay healthy. This is the last opportunity. This is the last business. Many of us who have been joining Onpassive in the last 3 years know that Onpassive is a blessing to everyone. And it is here, and it is going to change your life forever. So we do hope that you enjoy this webinar. Thank you, all the leaders here. Thank you, all the founders who are here helping and supporting our panelists. Thank you, all our guests, for being here. Take care, everyone.